We've all heard what a miracle weight loss drug Ozempic is. The drug is so in demand that it's hard for diabetics who actually need this class of drug to get it. And there's a huge gray market, a secondary market, a knockoff market, okay? And now as a result of that, there's a big lawsuit. There are also other headlines. Side effects come along with this drug, okay? So when a lot more people start taking the drug, you're going to see a lot more people having the side effects. And sure enough, there is a spiking, at least in concern, about an uptick in visits at emergency rooms. What about? Let's get the facts. NewsNation medical contributor, Dr. Dave Montgomery. Dr. Dave, always a pleasure. First,
great to be on.
I'm not in any rush to sing Novo Nordisk's praises for trying to check safety here, because I think two things. One, they're worried about revenue and other people making money off their product. And two, I don't understand why the FDA isn't chasing after these people, these clinics and compounding pharmacies and spas that are making their own version of the active ingredient in this drug, which you'll say correctly for us.
Yeah. No, I mean, there are, a bunch of different ways to say it, Chris. Tomato, semaglutide, I think is just fine. And I think you hit a really good point, right? I mean, Novo Nordisk has done the due diligence. They have done the trial. It's a small trial as trials go. That's fine. But they did the trial. It says, hey, this is safe and this is efficacious for what it's efficacious for. Listen, the FDA is telling us right now, when the FDA, sits and says, hey guys, I don't know what this is that the compounding pharmacies are giving you. You probably should back up. I think we should pay attention to that. Listen, Novo Nordisk.
I just don't know why they're not chasing them. Novo Nordisk is suing because this is about money. They don't have liability if you take a drug from somebody else who says it's as good as Ozempic. That's on you. Caveat emptor, buyer beware. That's not on them. So they're worried about the revenue flow here and the share of the market. I get it. But shouldn't the government be going after things? And what is the risk if you take one of these things and it doesn't come right from the company?
Yeah, no, absolutely. They should. I think the FDA is well aware of this. That's where some of the alerts are coming on the FDA website. They're saying don't do it. I think it's going to get a lot more attention, a lot more laser focus on this, and we'll see more to come. But to your point, what are the side effects? I'm just going to tell you, the trial is published. It tells you, listen to this, 74% of the people who took the drug in the trial had GI side effects, nausea, vomiting, constipation, diarrhea. Listen, that's not fun, but forget about that. What about really serious infections? What about serious inflammation of the pancreas? Pancreatitis sounds benign. It's not benign. You don't want it. What about cancer of the thyroid? So these are things with the drug that we know about has been tested. What about when a compounding pharmacy, for good or for bad, right, puts a sodium on the end of it? Well, it sounds benign, but we don't know what that's going to do to your physiology. What if you have more symptoms? And I think that's what we're seeing.
And we're so early on with this because everybody's still caught up in the glow of the big weight loss. I went through today looking on social media. And man, the propaganda is just exploding, and you even see it getting picked up in secondary media markets, about, oh, look at my Wegovy butt. And, how people have lost so much weight that like their body's changing shape or their face is changing shape. I think there's a lot left to learn here. And doctor, that's why I'm so happy to have you guiding us. Dr. Montgomery, to be continued. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com. And you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.